I was growing up, I didn't have any supervision. My mom was a single mother. She worked 2 jobs, and she just didn't have the ability to be present when we were kids growing up. So it was super cool for me to be able to accomplish that through direct selling. And I had a business that I'd had for almost 10 years. I had no intentions of, making any changes. But when I saw this thing that could change your body in 45 minutes, just being a woman, I thought, holy cow, like I need to get my hands on that. And that was really where my journey began. It was just for curiosity. And once I realized that this was a business opportunity because of my history, I thought, I have to take this step. So actually, some of you might think of people in your circle. I know my follow-up list is ginormous. Like I have a constant list that I'm always following up with. But so often we hear from people that, well, I think I need to try the product. I need to see how it works for me. That was not part of my story. It was literally, I felt electricity run through my body. It was the idea that if something like this really worked, that not only would I be excited and get to get my hands on it, but so would everybody else. And that was what turned out to be true. So Ray and I, we just celebrated 28 years together, 25 married in July. Yay, us. That's a big accomplishment these days. But, so much has changed in that amount of time. So much has changed in what our abilities are, how we get to live our lives, and the industry of direct selling, and in particular, our company, It Works Global, just has a platform that is offered that is second to none. So as we had raised our kids, they're all grown and have their own children now. We have 6 grandchildren. And but at that time, when I came across It Works, it was, I knew that there was something I was missing in my life. I just didn't know what it was. And once I took the step, I called it an executive decision. I still call it that. It made me feel empowered to tell Ray, hey, I did a thing. I signed up. I spent $100. I know we didn't have the money, but I really think this is going to be something amazing. And I took that step without even knowing the person that I enrolled with, without trying the product, without even hearing any other testimonies outside of this person on the other end of the phone in another state. So keep this in mind, you guys, as we expand globally. Like Rusty said, we haven't even touched what we've got here in the United States of America, and we get to go global with this company. Nobody has to try it. It's the best decision I ever made. You know that because you're here and you're a part of this company, but just to take that step and walk into the unknown. I think a lot of times taking risks in our life can be such a beneficial thing. And it's so easy to get stuck in that, I don't know, that comfort zone, that place of settling. Gosh, let me pull this up on my phone. This is not part of my story, but it's part of my today. We ate at a restaurant, our favorite place down in Destin, Florida for breakfast. It's called Mama Clemenza's. If you've ever been, oh my gosh, put it on your list because it's extraordinary. But while I was there, one of my favorite things about the restaurant itself is that when you go into the restroom, Mama herself has written quotes all over the walls and the ceilings in permanent marker. And I just love it. And one of the quotes that I read today, and I shared this with my team earlier today, was a steady income often is the way to mediocrity. And I think we all have a tendency in our lives to get to that place where we're like, well, it's paying the bills, but we have to be able to step outside of that and take some risks and some chances. And I know for us in this case, that changed everything for us. So I joined, I went to work. There's no secret. There's no magic pill, just like there isn't in our personal health goals and our weight loss journeys in this business. There is absolutely no magic pill. I think the magic is within us. It's within our vision. It's the ability to see past our today and to look into what we want for our tomorrows, what we want for ourselves, for our families, and honestly for others, because this is a very giving business. I mean, I look every time I open that paycheck, every month, and I've been an ambassador now for more than 6.5 of my 7.5 years. My journey was quick in the beginning. But every day I look at when I open that check, when commissions pay out, I think this is a paycheck of the heart. This is the paycheck that I get paid to be able to extend my hand to other people and to show them the power of our product and the power of our opportunity. So we really, truly have a gift here. I mean, I could literally go on and share all the wonderful things and all the blessings that have been bestowed on me because of this company and the people in it. But I think most important is just to get a few points across that will hopefully empower each of you to take the steps that maybe you haven't quite taken in your life or in your business, to take your business to the next level as well. I'm still a work in progress. I'm nowhere near being done. I learn every single day. I get to learn from people that I meet through my business. I get to meet people just in everyday life that being on the receiving end is where the magic happens. And just making that decision within yourself that you're going to do the things that most people won't. Therefore you will experience in your life the things that most people never will.
Well, Rhonda, that is so true. And people think they still the get rich easy, quick. There's a lot of work to this. If you want to earn a six-figure income, you have to work like a six-figure income person. If you want to earn seven figures and make it to the millionaire club, you're going to have to work like one, but you have to be consistent with it. And how do you do what she just said? We're in a constant state of getting better and being prepared when opportunity comes our way. You can't go into a leadership position and then prepare yourself. You have to be prepared to go into it so they can entrust you with what responsibility, creating solutions for problems. See, the higher up you go, you're creating more solutions for more people's problems. Therefore, you make more money. I don't care what industry you're in. I was in the banking industry, and I know Ray worked for corporate America when he and I was doing stuff on the board for Mark. And the bottom line is we're always solution oriented. And the beautiful thing about what I love about what we do, every time we went to Mark with a problem, we had about 3 solutions for the problem. And together, we figured out which solution, what course of action we were going to take. And therefore, we just, even in the hard times, we strolled right through it because we manned up on it, not only in our personal lives, but in business. And therefore, that's what it takes is stick-to-itiveness as to make sure that you follow a particular system that we guarantee to work. Now, Rhonda, we got 3 systems. I think it's the most finite, simplest, elementary system in the world to create more wealth than I've ever seen. I know what kind of incomes we're generating as far as the Millionaires Club, but that's not really exciting to me any longer. What's exciting to me is that little girl, that stay-at-home mother, or that young couple that needs just the $500 a month. That is life-changing. Rhonda, go through the 3 steps like only you can do it, like you did at the big one team, one mission over in Florida. But the step 2, in my opinion, and we can have difference of opinions, I don't think we do, step 2 is probably the most important step. Why is it so important to get step 2 done and don't get it ahead of step 3 before you actually get it done? And why should we work in those 72-hour increments to make sure we have that plan of action, but that sense of urgency?
Oh, I love that. Well, I mean, for me, and I can only speak through my own experience, and I will never, ever share with anybody something that I haven't done myself. So I'll just say, sorry, can't help you there. But I know that when I came on board this business and I recognized that I was going to get a reward for getting 4 customers right away, there was a couple of things that were going to happen. Number 1 is obviously I'm working towards that goal, building commissions. But even more importantly is I'm getting people using these products so that they then become another voice in our business, right? I mean, there's the fast start qualification, those first 2 loyal customers, you put yourself in position for $100 weekly bonuses. I mean, that's an extraordinary thing that our business offers that is like at any time you are in control of making a decision to say, and I think Stephanie Dunn, Black Diamond, does this in her business. She guarantees herself $1,000 a month in increase by finding 10 people that want to come into her business. And as those people get fast start qualified, that's ba-doom, just like that. That's $100 for each one of those people. Now, I think in the beginning stages, sometimes, Rusty, when people come into the business, they can think, well, even when it comes to signing customers, it's so easy to talk ourselves out of our own success. It's thinking, well, these people aren't going to want what I have. And so there's hesitation there, and procrastination will kill your dream. It absolutely will. It's taking that initiative and asking the questions to bring those people on board, because it's so much more than just getting yourself fast start qualified, starting to earn commissions, building towards that free product credit. It's about getting the people in your business that then become another voice. I mean, it's crucial. And once you do that, you also have to remember, and even if maybe you've been on board for longer than your first 30 days and you haven't signed your customers yet, it's okay. Because thank you, Jesus, it is never too late in our business to begin again. Every single day, every moment, you have a decision to start, and that is the most empowering feeling in the world. So just like do it, because once you, and I don't know if you agree with me here on this, Rusty, but once you take those steps, you guys, and you start, so you get that first customer. If you're like me, I'm freaking 7.5 years in this business. And when I sign a customer, I'm happy dancing. I'm like, yes, yes, I still can do it. I got it. You know, I've always been a steps to success enroller. And I'm proud to say that. One day when I grow up, I'm going to have a month where I'm a mass enroller and I get recognition for that. But I can tell you that consistency is what pays in our business. And it's focusing on, like Rusty said, the simplicity in this program, those steps to success, as silly as they seem, is what has literally transformed not only our lives, but so many other lives that have been touched, because I can say, I did it this way, and you can do it this way too. You don't have to enroll 30 or 50 distributors a month or customers. Hey, you know, if you want to, more power to you. I will experience that one day in my life. But where I am now, and in God's plan, and that's the way I walk, is that this is the kind of enroller that I am. And I'm proud of that, and I'm proud that that's duplicatable. So on that step number 2, again, it's bringing in those customers. Those customers are your potential future distributors. Lord, you know, because you get your hands on a product, you fall in love with that product. And what do we do when we love something? I don't care if it's a good book, if it's a movie, if it's a product, if it's a personal clothing item for us girls, or if it's a nail salon. What do? We find something we love and we tell more people about it. That's just what we do. And that's the nature of our business. So get those people on board. Let them do that. Let them experience that themselves. And they're the perfect candidate to say, you know, you've been loving these greens for the last 3 months, girl. Are you ready to start talking about this and making some money with me? It is really that simple.
You know, Rhonda, you said something too many times that we make up somebody else's mind for them. It's just, it slows us down from taking the necessary action for whatever reason. You're thinking we get told no. But you know what? Who cares? You planted the seed. If you get told, I had a guy that I played football with back in 1983 that just now got in touch with me. He's signing up with me tomorrow in business. And he said, I'll listen to one of your lives. I said, well, what got you excited about the live to want to contact me after all these years? He said, we had the same coaches. You and I got along very well, and we worked on the opposite side of the line. He said, but we made a great team. I said, but what got you? He said, something catastrophic had to happen in my life before I really realized that I needed to be with somebody like you, this team, that you're moving forward. He said, I heard your story, and I know what kind of shape you're in school, and now I have kidney failure, and I'm on dialysis, and I'm waiting on a kidney transplant. And he said, I have to make sure that I am an asset in my life instead of a liability. And I almost started crying. And Rhonda, you know me long as Teresa Garrett and Ronnie and them. I don't cry. I'm a fighter. But to know that all these years of consistency showing up every single day, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that I've impacted somebody's life that I didn't even realize was following me. And here we are, we're going to impact his life in a positive way again. You never know when you were sent to be that person that infects and affects and become contagious to another person, that you change your life forever. And also, what used to work don't work any longer. And the reason Rhonda and this particular group of people that we've worked hard together, that we're successful, is because we're very consistent. But what we realize is about the leadership. And every day I'm on the calls with people that used to do it, have done direct sales. They've been in 15 different things. The one thing that I've kept a record of it here, Ron, and I'll probably maybe email it to you tomorrow, just no names, just what they tell me, is that it's been the lack of leadership all those years is why we had to jump into all these other things, and we were chasing the one or two people, and they felt like they've been used just for a couple of dollars here and there, and therefore they're at the end of the road. And what we're going to do here, we're like a network in rehab. Come on over here, junkies. We're gonna get you in rehab. We're going to reestablish you, and we're going to get the bandages on you. We're going to get you healed all up. We're going to reprogram your mind a little bit. We're going to love on you a whole lot, and we're going to be there to support you, and we're going to provide you with the leadership, and we're going to start to establish your dreams back. We start to establish your leadership back, your credibility, and you too deserve the very best in life. Now, Rhonda, how exciting is it when you start to see, now I got a bunch of people on this live tonight, people right here on the live I've talked to, they're promoting tonight. We're not even at the end of the month. There's something big really going to happen. I was talking to Camia earlier. It's going to happen toward the end of the month. We ain't waiting to the end of the month. We're working now, but we got people promoting right now. And that's exciting. Out of all the years you've been with it, you still get really excited when you see other people start to promote and start to believe in themselves. How exciting is that? I mean, I've been at your house over in Atlanta, Georgia, when you had people coming in, they were promoting. Everybody's just, it's just like Christmas.
Yeah.
How does that still make us feel after all these years?
You know what, it's crazy to me that after this many years for me and even longer for you, Rusty, that we can still genuinely feel that excitement. It's like family, you know, it's like, I mean, we're all in this, each and every one of us, I believe we're all the same. We have different journeys. We have different things that we have to learn and grow through and experience. But it's like, don't you fall in love with your tribe? Don't you fall in love with your people? It's like, I cannot even fathom closing my eyes, and you can do this with me, but just visualize what that would look like to close your eyes and to start removing all the people that are in your life because of It Works Global and start taking them one by one away. Yeah, I'm sure for you, you feel the same sinking heart that I do. Like, it's so much more than just a business. You know, this isn't like a franchise at McDonald's where people come and go constantly. I mean, we, I think as leadership are truly invested in the lives of people and making those changes. And I think patience is something that is critical in leadership because everybody walks a different path. So kudos to each of you who are pushing for your promotions tonight. Like, seriously, I know you probably can't tag me on it, but shoot me a private message and let me know if you do it. Let me celebrate with you. Like, this is life-changing stuff. And I want to share one more of these quotes off the wall from mamas today because it's so applicable to what we do. And that is, don't worry about going slowly. Worry about standing still. You know, sometimes, Rusty, we've seen it in the business over the last several years. You know, some people, woo, come in like a tornado, right? And all of our heads are spinning going, what the heck's going on? Like, why are they, you know, soaring to the top? Why are they getting all these promotions? Focus yourself on just pacing yourself and doing your personal best so that you can develop and grow, and don't stay still. You know, don't allow any of those distractions to get in your way. What you got going on tonight and hitting these promotion ranks, you pick up tomorrow like it's the last day of the month, even though your promotion has already happened, and you keep going. I mean, I coach my team, and you probably do the same thing or have heard something similar, but it's like if you work the first 2 weeks of the month, like you bust your butts in the last days of the month, you will experience a whole transformation in your business because all that work you put in up front, then it's the follow-up that starts rolling out as the month goes in. And all that work you put in, all that hard work, you know what we do at the end of the month? I mean, shoot, in my drive 7 hours from the beach, I'm on my phone, I'm working, you know, I mean, I love it. But just, you know, give yourself that, make sure you pour into yourself and do your happy dance.
Yeah, Rhonda, how important is it to run your auto ship on the first day of the month? Is it you're in business? How does that's basically what you just said. It changes the mindset. I'm in business. I'm going to go after this thing. Now, if you wait till the 25th, that's when you get into business. And then when you make that commitment on the first day of the month, I know that's something in the leadership team and on the advisory board, that's something we was unanimous about. We all run it on the very first day of the month. We're in business, and therefore we work hard all month. How important is that?
Oh, you know what? It's everything to me. And I remember, again, going to my personal experiences. I joined on the 22nd of September in 2011. And what I did is that at each time that I was starting to make more money, my pay was going up, I was moving my auto ship date up incrementally. So it was a process for me because I knew initially I didn't have the funds, and I realized that a lot of people don't. But again, it's like you've got to push yourself to do those things that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but say, you know what? I mean, I got it up to the 15th when I knew I was going to get paid, right? Because I knew, okay, there's that, it's going to coincide that date. And then as I began to move up through the ranks and I had team members that were doing the same thing, it was just like this mindset of, you guys, we can't see the promotions happen until you're commission qualified. And our ADBV auto ship is the smart, I mean, to me, it's the smartest, most incredible way that we get to run a business. I can tell you from my past experience, and whether you've dabbled in any other business prior to It Works, I had to personally sell $1,400 a month before I was going to earn the percentage in the last company that I was in. Personally, that's a lot. That's new every month. You know, we run an ADBV auto ship, and to me, it's a no-brainer because it gives us product to sell, product to be passionate about, to use ourselves, produce our personal results. And I'm proud to say, I'm going to toot my own horn here, that I finally had a personal breakthrough, and I'm down over 25 pounds thanks to our products. Yay! Woo! I'm telling you, it was a long haul. Ladies, that menopause thing is no joke. So, but those breakthroughs can still happen. But it's imperative. And you know what? I'm going to share something with you, Rusty. I haven't really talked about this much, but I have a personal goal in my business that when my auto ship runs on the first day, and this is that long-term vision, when my auto ship runs on the first day of the month, that my rank will turn over as ambassador on that first day of the month. Like, that's a vision. And have I hit that yet? No, not in 7.5 years. Have I gotten close? I've gotten close. And then it's fallen a little bit away. But that is my ultimate. I just think, wow, you know what that's going to represent for me? Not only am I going to see that for myself and know, wow, that's that security that I'm looking for in my life, but I'm going to say there's a whole lot of people that are rocking their businesses and rocking these products on that first day of the month. So that means we've affected a lot of lives that way.
Yeah, and you've been with us a long time, and we've got to experience things together, our families, that you only get to experience when you have the free lifestyle, that you own your time. And there's nothing more precious than how you spend your time with your family. And I just walked away from corporate America because I wanted more time with Miss Lackey. I've been with Miss Lackey for 40 years now, and my 2 little girls. But my gorgeous wife has not had to work in 18 years. My 2 little daughters grew up because I'm just too crazy and bullheaded not to. They were worth the fight, and everything that we went through, even when I got sick, was worth it. The fight. So the dream. The one thing that I'm noticing, and as I talk to people and ask questions, people have lost their abilities to dream, and they've been so harnessed into politics or a job or whatever. And here's how I look at that. Every time they give you your check at your job, there's nothing wrong with having it, but that should be a temporary mindset. Every time they hand you that little piece of paper at the end of the week and you sign it, you just agree that that's all you're worth. And therefore, when you cash it at the bank or they transfer it in, and every time you sign it, that you are agreeing that this is all I'm worth. Rhonda, how important is this? And where we are in the second big phase of business is we're expanding all over the world. And we ain't done nothing here yet. How important is it to carry that dream to the next level? Get your kids dreaming with you, get your spouse dreaming with you, because your team will sure dream with you. We'll dream. Ron and I have been out on the ranch in places with Mark till you have headaches. That he dreams so big, you look at him like, how in the hell are we going to get that done? I believe you. Let's just go do it. Let's give it all we got. How important it is to take your dream to the next level. You're only limited by the dreams, because that particular dream, if it's not big enough, that's what limits your actions to take the necessary steps to go to the dream, to live the dream. How important is it, Rhonda?
Oh, I mean, it's incredibly important. And I'm going to share a personal experience that I just recently had with you to help you maybe see how this is so important in what we do in our business. And this was a personal experience. Ray surprised me with one of my vision board experiences, which was to go spend some time with Tony Robbins. That's been something that I kind of personally, girls, I kind of like having his cute little face on my vision board. Ray was like, really? I was like, yeah, really. But it's just something that has always been a dream. Well, we went to this experience, and do you know, on the very first day was when you got to walk on fire, walk on hot coals. And it's like, how in the heck in your bare feet do you do this? I couldn't comprehend it. I thought, well, I'm going to go with the flow. And I'm not going to lie. During the day, it was all about preparations. It was preparing our minds to be able to do what shouldn't be able to be done, right? So throughout that day, I had moments of like waves of doubt, waves of, am I really going to do this? I mean, do I have the ability to focus on that long-term vision and accomplish this? Which is, again, like right in line with what we're talking about here. Creating that vision, it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, if you set your bar really low, and I think it's important to do that in some areas, especially if you have kids, so that you can check off some of those things off your vision board and you can show that sense of accomplishment as you work up. But you got to have those really big visions that you're striving for. And it's so important to keep your focus in that direction versus on what's happening today or who quit or who isn't working their business, or, you know, whatever the distractions can be. We have to keep our vision on that long term, because that is how Ray and I were able to walk in our bare feet on burning hot coals, over 2,000 degrees of burning hot coals. Okay, so there was some preparation involved in it. And these are some tips I'm going to share right out of my little notebook here from my Tony Robbins experience, what that was like. But first I want to explain to you like what the preparation was like. It was all about the mind. It was all about how you think. What is that experience going to look like for you? We talk about this and it works a lot. You know, what's it going to feel like to drive that new car? What's it going to feel like to walk into and to have the keys to your maybe your very first house or your next home, whatever that looks like for you, or take that dream vacation with your family. Like, put yourself in that moment so you can truly feel it. So as we were preparing ourselves for this, our focus was to be not looking straight down at the hot coals, the path of 15 feet or whatever it was of coals, but to focus long term and look out and actually see ourselves doing the happy dance and celebrating what we just accomplished. And I jumped and danced more on those 4 days with Tony Robbins than I've probably done in the last 30 years of my life, no joke. But it felt so good. And so that was all kind of building up and in preparation for what we were going to do, so that I had the ability, if I wasn't jumping up and down, I wasn't, doing my celebration dance, how was I going to be able to visualize that at the end of that path and not allow my eyes to drop down to the coals and my mind to go, oh my gosh, you can't do this. So we also went through a process of chanting. So it was either in your head or verbally, but we told ourselves cool moss. Okay, so not hot coals, but instead cool moss, preparing our mind for the accomplishment and looking at that long term. So when I walked up there and there's a little patch of grass and then there's these burning hot coals, my vision had to be so strong, which is just like all of us in our business. I had to know why I was doing this. I had to know what that celebration was going to feel like. And then it was just literally a matter of go. And you just walked. And in my mind, and I think I was verbalizing it as well, I was just saying cool moss, but I was looking where I was going and visualizing myself doing that celebration dance.
Wow. That's
so
amazing.
I hope that makes some sense to you. I mean, we didn't script anything, Rusty and I, so this is just something that is perfect, in my opinion, on what we're talking about. So always know your outcome. Always know your outcome. There were 5 things that were indicated in my notebook, and that was 1, know your outcome. Clarity is power. And that applies to our business on so many levels, because Mark doesn't dream like he dreams because that's just, he just has an innate ability to do that. He puts thought into it. He thinks, okay, what's next? What can I do next? Number 2 was to know your reasons why. And we know the importance of that. We know, and it works, we've got to have a purpose. We have to know why we're doing this, or we're not going to do it. Number 3 is to take massive action. Again, that's, so what is it going to take? For me mentally, I was going to have to take steps and not stop. And they warn you about that fire, in a joking way. They're like, don't pause, don't stop, because what's going to happen to your feet? They're going to fry if you stop. So you've got to take massive action and keep going. Number 4 is know what you're getting. Are you getting closer to your goal, or are you getting further away from your goal? And then you've got to have the fifth thing in place as well, which is to change your approach if necessary. You know, if you look at that and you go, dang it, this is not the direction I want to be going, what are you going to do to tweak that a little bit in order to get yourself moving back in that right direction? And Rusty, how many times do we have to do that? I mean, my gosh, your longevity with this company, I honor you on so many levels. I can't imagine. I know what my experiences have been, but I think of you and I think, you know, you've had to change your direction over and over and over again. I mean, stuff happens. There's peaks and there's valleys, and we've got to have the ability to get, you know, through those valleys and back up to those peaks. And the way we do that, again, is just knowing what the outcome is going to be, knowing what that is going to feel like for you and for your family.
It's kind of like building a house. You have to see it built before you even start.
Yes.
And when you navigate, when you're the navigator, you have to be able to go around the storms, and you don't go through them, you go around them, but then they make you stronger. But when you can see the outcome, just as you said, you can see a house built before, you have to have it built in your mind before you even start, even digging the footings. You have to see the car you're going to drive, the end results, and all that is debt free. You have to see all that before you get started. That becomes a clear vision, because the first color we see is clear. Mm-hmm. And if you don't see clear, you're blind. You won't see a vibrancy of your dream or that particular color or color. But then you have to internalize that with love in your heart in your love. You have to love what you're doing. And it's for the love of the people that's kept me in the game all these years. Has it been easy? It has not. Mm-mm. But I never met a millionaire that it was easy for nobody, unless you're a silver spoon kid. Then you had to have no sense of direction, and you lose it all anyway. I've had people that I'm acquainted with that gave it to their kids. They squandered their substance because what? They didn't have to work for it. They had no sense of direction, no sense of responsibility, but they didn't have the clear vision. They didn't see it already built because they didn't have to pay for it. You guys are paying the price now. And here's how I look at business. When I look at Ronnie, I look at Rhonda, I look at Pam, I look at Cheryl, and I look at Chris. I don't just look at you guys and what can I do to help you. I start looking past you. I look at your children. Do you have grandkids? How can I help these people make it better for their children? What can I do as a coach to be there with unwaveringly support and unwaveringly leadership? How can I help it make it better? If I help you get better, it's going to affect your children, your grandchildren. And that's called what we've called it. It works for all these years, legendary legacy. You're going to leave some kind of legacy, but how do you want to leave the legacy? Do you want it to be legendary? If you focus just on you, it'll never happen. Your journey is your journey. You have to enjoy the process, but you have to be willing, as Rhonda said, navigate around certain things. Back up, take a look, but keep going. You always keep moving forward. If you're not moving forward, you're going to move backwards. See, life is perpetual. It's always moving. By moving forward and keep next step. She didn't get her feet burned. I pretty much understand the science behind that. That's the same way in business, the same way in life, the same way in getting your health back. Keep moving toward the goal. It don't matter what it is. Stay focused on the objective. And then as you bring it together, people powers, we come together, up line, down line, sideline, cross line. I have no up line. It's Mr. Pentecost. And once we come together and we work hard with each other, that creates a solvency that creates you what? The legendary legacy. So your journey is your journey. But the process is what you start to enjoy. That's where you enjoy the life. I saw Ms. Lackey not going to work, being home with me every single day. I already took ownership of that the day I told the bank in the way I told them when I left. But I saw my two little girls being in my life every day, and I was not going to miss any more school functions. I was not going to miss any more Christmas church functions. I was not going to miss no more ball games. And for 18 years, my little girls has had a full-time mommy and daddy. Was it easy? No, but I had to internalize and see the clear vision all these years later before I went in and fired the bank and came home. And I walked away from $550,000. If you read in Success Magazine, I walked away from $550 a year. And that when you leave that job, you're done. Ain't no money coming after you. There's nothing. They hate you at that point. They're very addictive because they're micromanagers. My whole purpose in life is how can I let you breathe this rare air? What can I put you in this position to pull in leadership like Rhonda to help expand and give you her vision and the years in? What do we need to do to breathe the rare air? And once you get your lungs full of rare air, you will never be satisfied with nothing else. It's just average and status and mediocrity will not work for you any longer. And you'll get up earlier. You'll self-develop harder. You'll work harder. You'll share this with more. You won't make up other people's minds for them in your mind or they don't want it. No, you got to give them the chance to what? To find out whatever the problem is and help create that solution. And when you become solution oriented, you step into a level of professionalism. And once you do that, you will draw the right people or attract the right people into your life. And in some of you, you're holding on to some temporary people. And it's like seasons. Seasons, I love all 4 seasons here in North Carolina. But they're just a season. I need to go to the next season. Some of you are holding on to people that's supposed to be just a season in your life. You're acting like they're supposed to be in your life forever. Mm-hmm. There are people in your life to be forever. Like this lady sitting here beside me, this beautiful girl. Raise your head up, baby, where I can see you. She's been in my life forever. She's not a seasonal person, but there's other people in my life I know they were there for a season because they have an ulterior motive. They have an emotional attachment to the outcome of what we are. That's not true friendship. That's not true love. That's not true friendship. That's not true business partners. That's why when we create the solvency and we work hard together, it's not one thing that Ms. Hartman can't call me and ask for it, I will not show up and do it. And all the years she's done the same for us. And we've worked together, and we know the importance of us sticking together. It creates the stick-to-itiveness, but also it creates the solvency where you have an opportunity for your children. So whatever that clear vision you have is right now, see it built before you start. And then you'll start to enjoy the process. And as you start to add to it, and you get to pick out the colors of the walls and the drapes and whatever, you got to build that, but you have to see that before you start. And once you do that, it is so much easier to stay focused and on task. And there's stuff that's going to happen to slow you down. There's people, you're going to have haters. And Rhonda, is this true? If you're not doing anything, you don't have any haters. You're not doing anything. But if you got haters, you're making something happen. You and I have experienced that the last year, I believe. Year and a half.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely have. And it's so hard. I'm not going to lie, you guys, because I'm a good orange when it comes to personality. I'm half red and I'm half yellow. And my yellow oftentimes dominates. I love people and I want people to love me back, but I can't tell you the number of people. I will tell you this though. Where I was going is the number of people that I have had in my business who have been those temporary people. Their purpose was just that. It's not that they've quit on you or they've quit your business. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It's just their season and their life. And it has taken me probably number of people going before I've been able to come to grips with this myself and say, you know what, this is how it's supposed to be. And instead of allowing ourselves to get all spun up and concerned and feel like there's something wrong with us, or what did we do wrong, or we're not made for this, or, we get all introspective on things that really aren't in existence at all. It's their reality. It's their season. I think the only person, there's 2 people that I had personally enrolled in my business who were a part of my run to ambassador all those years ago that are still a part of my business. The people that were presidentials and triples and doubles and diamonds, many of them who hadn't ranked, but many even at those ranks who have had their season end, and mine still goes on. I still continue to do my steps to success every month. I continue to offer this opportunity. I offer people to try our product, and I use my products myself, and I'm very proud and out loud about that. And I continue to do what I've always done, and their season ends, but it doesn't mean that our season has to end.
And I'll tell you why their season ends. They're focused on the money. Number one, that's the first place to going out of business or not going in a job or whatever your deal is. I'm going to tell you my love story. How in the world have I been with Ms. Lackey all these years? We never got out of the honeymoon phase. What got us excited about each other? All those quirks and imperfections she saw in the crazy old guy like me, I don't know. But we've been in the honeymoon phase all these years. And when people get complacent, even in business or in a church or whatever your deal is, it's because you allow your focus to not for the end result. You get out of the honeymoon phase, you stop having fun, you stop enjoying, and you get so focused on the things that don't matter, which is the money. When you put yourself in the service of other people, you'll always be blessed in direct proportion for quality of efforts expended. That means I have to put your interests ahead of my own. My father told me, said, son, when you let your integrity shine, you give somebody your word and you honor your word. If it costs you money right now, it will pay large dividends later. And those dividends, we're reaping the dividends now of all the years of hard work and all the paving the way. So if you're going to copy, as Teresa Garrett says, if you're going to copy a cat, copy the right cat. Copy the people that's been here the longest. Copy the people that exude leadership through the good, the bad. Now, anybody can be a soldier. When you got your going in the parade and you're waving at everybody, your teeth is all brushed and your shoes are shined, your belt buckles are shined up, and you've had your suit pressed. That's cool. That does not impress me. It's when it's time to get your ass in the mud and become a warrior. And when the shoot range is a two-way shoot range at this point, and you have to man up or woman up and go make this thing happen, that's when the warriors step up. And you know what? That's what we've been all these years. We've never minded stepping up, and becoming the warrior, doing what we had to do to get it done. And it's for the good of the people. It ain't for the good of us. It's to create the solvency. Remember that word, solvency. Go look it up. The solvency and the opportunity, which means stability, foundation of this opportunity that gives you and your children, your grandchildren, the ability to go live life on your terms instead of allowing circumstances to continue to dictate your future. Rhonda, I know we've had you on here way too long. In closing, what would you tell the people about the last 5 days of the month? Actually, the first day is the most important, but how to finish strong. So what we know is coming the first of this month and what's going to happen right at the end of the month. As we catapult ourselves into next month, we need to go in with momentum. What would you tell the people tonight?
Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing. If you struggle with not having enough time, there's such an easy solution. And that is just get up an hour earlier or go to bed an hour late every day of the month. Y'all, that's 30 extra hours a month. There's no excuses. So have your vision in front of you, know what it is that you're working for, and schedule out that time. Schedule the time to do the asking. Business has changed a lot. We don't just post and boom, the magic happens. We have to ask, we have to network, grow our connections. So just, whatever it is that you aspire to have in your business, if you want to be a six-figure income earner, if you want to be a diamond and you want to bring in $2,000 a month and capture one of those $10,000 bonuses that are waiting out there, behave in your business as you would when you're at the rank that you aspire to be. So if ambassador is on your list, act within your business, take those actions every day for the next 5 days and again, don't quit the last 2 weeks of the month, but go hard for the first 2 weeks of the month and work as you will when you carry the rank and income and responsibility of a team at the rank of ambassador. And if you'll do that, you're going to change how you feel. You're probably going to sit up a little taller. Your actions are going to be a little more bold. You're going to do more things than what you will when you're just at a place where you're saying, well, I want this, but I'm not there yet. Maybe I won't even be able to do it. What am I going to do in 5 days? What goes on between your ears is literally the reality that you're creating. So have that. I go back to the vision. It's got to be what I leave you with tonight, is you've got to know what it is. What does it look like? Paint a picture, stay up late tonight, cut out magazine pictures and words and put a vision board together for yourself if you don't have it. Be like Mama Clemenza and turn your bathroom. I'm so tempted to do this. I'm not lying. Right on your ceiling and on your walls. All of these words of affirmation and quotes that inspire you. Like, create that, it's something that we can do. It's just a choice. So it's like, create that vision for yourself. Know what it is that you want and keep that in front of you at all times. The how comes when you know, right? When you know what you want, the how falls into place. It really does.
Yeah, I'm going to challenge everybody. Let's start thinking about Christmas. How are you going to spend Christmas? Now, there's two things that she just told you. There's a difference between just being busy, straightening your desk, and being busy productive. You want to take the income generating activities first and be busy productive. Anybody can just be busy. It is not your job to set up solutions and try to figure out, no, you have a 3 steps to success program. You follow that to a T. Anything else you're doing, you're just being busy. If you're following the 3 steps to success, you're being busy productive. And never tell yourself you can't do it. Never tell yourself that they won't do it. If you're doing that, you're just being busy, but you're being busy procrastinating. Focus on how you want your family to enjoy this Christmas. Because that actually starts now. And what she just told you to do about the next 5 days is you're going to go into May and you're going to create the next 2 weeks into May. You're creating momentum for how you want to spend this particular Christmas. Where do you want to go, to Europe or to Spain or the Philippines, wherever you want to go, or you want to go somewhere you've never been and take your family with you? All that has to start right now, but it's the necessary actions of being busy, productive, not bitching, whining, and crying, being busy. So anybody can do that. That is counterproductive. So how you spend these 24 hours in your day is a difference between where Rhonda and I are and where other people are. It's we take that time. We're doing commerce with each other right now because we're spending time with each other. And I think this has generated a very valuable call because we're pouring into each other. We're giving something of value that you can use not only tonight, but tomorrow and the rest of the month, and the rest of the year. And so when you're doing, be wary and careful who you spend your time with. Are you wasting it? Are you being busy productive? If you're not being busy productive, and here's what she and I are fixing to do as soon as I punch the off button. We're going to sit down, we're going to draw up tomorrow's plan of action. And then it comes to a priority list. What must we get done tomorrow? And I don't do anything but focus on 3 priorities, and that's going to get done. I don't give a rat's but 2. If nothing else gets done, that's going to get done. That is a non-negotiable that I get done every single day. And that's created a really big business, a crazy business. But that's created 18 years of spending every day with this beautiful girl here. She don't have to get up unless we want to get up. Now I get up at 3 a.m. every day. There's 2 little girls that we grew up with full-time parents. You know, my kids were worth it. And I heard a story a couple times. There's a young lady, she's on here right now because she came home to be the mama. Her little boy has not had another breakout with eczema and the stuff that's bothering him. Now that touched me here to the point of tears. And everybody knows I don't cry, but that hit me right dead in the heart to know that that kid is right there with his mother. She's giving him something he wasn't getting. And you know what? And now just basically hasn't had another outbreak. Now, guys, that is strong. And when you bring your why that your children, your spouse, and your time is that valuable, you will let nothing stand in your way of accomplishing whatever your goals are. And whatever your goals are, take them to the next level. Let's start to dream. Let's build that house, and let's have that Christmas. And you got to see the end result right now. And therefore, that gives you something that constitutes the value you're going to work toward it. And you know what's going to happen? You'll probably outdo any dream you've got at this point. That's when Mr. Pentecost tells Rhonda and I and Robin and Ray, you got to go back and redream. It ain't big enough. Oh my God. When he says it ain't big enough, you start thinking of ways. You know, I told a guy, I said, if you want to drive a new Cadillac Escalade, I said, go to the Escalade store and lick the leather. Now, I promise you, the salesperson told me, he said, that dumb boy you sent up here? I said, he ain't dumb for one. I said, why? What was wrong? He said, when he thought I wasn't looking, he opened the door and licked the seat. I said, he had to get the taste in his mouth. You get the taste in your mouth, and you know what? You get hungry for it. Yeah. I did that as well when I started buying Suburbans when I first come to Mr. Pentecost, and we really made our break for freedom. I started doing crazy things like that because the guy, my biggest mentor in life, he said, you got to have the taste in your mouth in order to desire the better things in life. Rhonda, I appreciate you so much. I love you and Ray to death. I can't wait to be hanging out with you soon. I know we got an excursion here this summer we're going to all go have some fun with. And I appreciate you so much for being on here. Teresa, Ronnie, Pam, any of you guys have any, Patty, any of you guys have any questions right quick for a couple minutes? And if not, we'll close it out because Miss Hartman is very busy. She's tired from traveling back from Destin Beach.
Well, I'm good. This is awesome, Rusty. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any questions at this point?
No, I'm excited. I'm going to go right on the wall.
Awesome. I love it. That's so great, isn't it? It's so inspiring.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Who's next?
Turn your wall into a war room.
Exactly. Yes. 100%.
Yes.
We can do this.
Yes.
Y'all, if I can walk on fire and not have blistered feet, we can do this. We can do this business. That was way more hard than what we do in our business, right? Yeah. I think we could all agree with that.
Yeah. What you just told me there, you established a belief system that you kept moving, and therefore you're able to accomplish your objective. I love it. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Rhonda, thank you so much. Tell Ray how much I love him. I miss him. I'll see you guys soon. Until in the morning about 9:30, I'll see you guys on the live. And y'all have a great evening. Thank you for being on here.
Awesome. Thank you, Rusty. Good night, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks, Rhonda.
Bye.
Thank you.
You know, when I leave meeting is keep it recording.
Yeah.